other way. I don't see how it's got anything to do with me. Oh, hurry, I need my beat at any expense. It doesn't make sense, but every cell in my body eats its protein. Oh, grass is only for cows and rabbits that don't know how to kill and conquer, to win and rule. Oh, it's what we learn at school. We don't worry about seas. We recycle and sort by source. We've banned all plastic straws, quit smoking. Oh, every paycheck we get, 10% is donated to clean our conscience, and it works out great. Why should we change? Sleep less, be more efficient. Come on, perform better, climb higher, educate away. I am all my degrees, my masters. Hey, look at me, I am somebody. It's what I learned at carbon dioxide. My conclusion is that it's all a lie. Our guns are mine, we're not smart, we will survive. We've got technology, it's not a lie, we will survive. The seas are thriving, we will get by, it's not a lie.
I've always admired those who just do it, and they conquered their fears. They fall back down and they keep getting up, and they try to steer clear. I'm afraid, I'll admit. What if I'm stuck in my mind? I'm not great, neither rich, but will you stay here by my side? All the good times turn into memories, and the revelry goes on. Let's have a good
Target acquired.
Eagle 1, first strike. You have permission to engage the target.
Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Yo, there we go. All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. How is everyone this fine morning? Afternoon where I'm at? Just now? Just turned noon? I don't think I'm muted. I had the mic changes on. I was just over on Stream Yard, and when the mic changes in the software from StreamYard to Streamlabs, so I have to remember to change it back, and I don't always do that. All right. Well, we had a banger of an episode last night. We're going to give it a few minutes, let some people filter in. There's a lot of shows going on right now. Rob's on, OG is on, a bunch of people are on, but we'll start letting people filter in. In the meantime, a couple of things I kind of want to go over, right? Like, we've been through a lot the last few weeks. A lot. We're going to talk about a lot of it today, and I know that literally everybody else is doing Charlie Kirk today. I did Charlie Kirk last night. I talked about it. I'm going to update you with what the FBI has found. I'll talk about what we know so far, what we think we know, what the FBI may or may not tell us, and we'll get into that. Welcome, by the way. Welcome to Nat. Natalia, I haven't seen you here in a little while. Good to see you. Good to see you. We have Black Imperious. Is that Anson? That feels like an Anson moniker. We've got TVTN. No Spurgs. Smoking Spaceman and Mr. They're up in the house, which is good to see. Good to see. All right. Hopefully we get some other people kind of straggling on in here. Like I said, there's a lot of people live right now, but this is my normal time period, and so I will do what I do. If they don't want to watch it live, they can always catch it on the VOD. It's going to be interesting, guys. I got to be honest with you. It's so weird right now. It's insane, the amount of nonsense that's going on out there, and the threads, honestly, that the hey, Jay Aiken, how are you, man? The threads that people are trying to pull at to justify this or that or the other thing is really, really crazy. Yeah, I get that, TVT. I get that. I don't know. We should have callers at the end of the show. We'll talk about that more. Hey, Kissy Cat, how are you? Welcome in. We are going to talk about the Wall Street Journal. We're going to talk about finance today a little bit. We're going to get into a lot of different things. So, but I mean, there's just been a lot going on, even without the Kirk thing. Look, I talked about Kirk last night. I expressed my feelings on that. I don't know that I have a lot more to add on that specific issue, but what I can talk about is what the FBI's got going on. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to, it's probably going to be, I don't know, may or may not be interesting. So I guess kind of like sit back, relax, go get a beverage. I suggest getting a beverage. This is wild. It's wild stuff, guys. It's really wild. Today is 9/11, guys. I know we all know that. It's 9/11. Most of us that were my age and maybe a little younger, maybe a little older, I don't know, remember where we were. I was in an airport on 9/11. I was in the San Jose airport. Because of the time difference, I got to watch the airplanes fly into the Trade Center. I spent a week out in California, stuck, burned through a bunch of money. Every day I would get up, I would pack all my shit and go to the airport. The planes weren't flying. Every morning. Every day I would get there. I'd have my ticket and my flight confirmation email. I would go there and they would tell me that the planes weren't flying. I'd walk right back out. I'd get back in the shuttle. I'd go back to the same hotel. They would check me back into the same room. I'd unpack, and I would spend the rest of the day in the hotel watching TV about how bad life was, how everything had changed. Every day I did that for a week. I was supposed to fly out that morning. It was Tuesday. Every day. I didn't get to fly out till Saturday. I finally got a seat on an airplane back to Nashville from San Jose, California. It was a big deal to me. I've never forgotten it. Never forgotten it. And I'll never will forget it. A lot of men went to war right after that. They call it a police action or they call it whatever, but it was a war. It's weird that we don't call war anymore, right? We don't. War has certain legal connotations. Everything now is police action, a supporting mission, an expedition. The men that fought in the men that fought in that war and after 9/11 are now watching their kids, their children are now fighting in the same sandbox, in the same area, in the same everything. Still fighting in the Middle East, still dying in the Middle East. We've just become hardened to it. Nobody really, it's very interesting. When I was growing up, the idea of an American dying on a foreign shore was insane. It was so crazy after the Vietnam War and bringing the POWs back and all of the missing troops and it was really crazy. And yet, the men that fought for 9/11 watched their children fight. The same people, the same Taliban, the same ISIS. Marine General Lawrence Nicholson. I remember that name because one of my good friends' last name is Nicholson. Served in Iraq, Afghanistan, and his sons, Kevin and Andrew, fought under his command Is this not the definition of insanity? When do we stop it? When do we say, we're not the world police? We're not interested in this. Why? Why are we doing that? It's 24th anniversary of 9/11, ladies and gentlemen. 24th. 24 years. And we've never left. Brings it into focus, right? America needs to heal. America needs their young men back. America needs to understand what it really, truly means to be American. And we need, honestly, we need to limit newcomers. We don't need people of outside influences, to be honest. That's my opinion. I think it's a lot of your opinions too. I think I can back it up. My wife is an immigrant. My wife came here, worked hard to get here, values being here. But yet, I still feel like we need to limit the number of people that come to our country. I'm not saying none can. I'm saying we shouldn't bring in people that wish us ill will. We just shouldn't. We shouldn't bring in people who do not value the same things that we value. Yes, that's gatekeeping. Yes, it may offend your sensibilities, but unfortunately, I think it's what we need to do. I want to shout out the listeners. I see Briar Wolf has wandered in. I saw the Raging Patriot perked up there. We've got Anson Knowles is back in the house. And Wicked Wally, my man, Wicked Wally. I want to shout you guys out. Thank you very much for dropping by. Mr. Mister says, an estimated 2 million gotaways didn't check in. Big difference. Unvetted. Raging Patriot says, don't let our enemies into our country. I think that's common sense. I think that is literally common sense. I want people like my wife who came here to have a better life to be an American, who did it the right way, who got her citizenship. Didn't need me for it. She got it on her own. She did everything legal by the book. And she loves America. I'm sure that she has a fondness for her home country as well. But now she's American. She is American. She will tell you that she is American. I mean, she's Chinese culturally, ethnically, but she is American. Ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to talk about, we're going to do a quick news brief. We've got an economic breakdown for the common man. We're going to talk a little bit about that. It's important. It's important to do that. It's important. Red Door Woman, I am part Cherokee. My great-grandmother was full-blooded Cherokee. My grandmother on the other side was mixed. I'm not really sure which tribe. I'm positive Ryan the Coder probably did do that. But welcome, Red Door Woman. Welcome to the show. Hope that you enjoy listening. We will open a panel up more than likely, so you're welcome to hang out until that time, and then you can come up and we can interact if you choose to. If you don't, that's fine too. We are going to do a news brief, as I said, along with an economic breakdown for the common man, what things that are going on means to you. We got some social issues to talk about today. I'm going to do a Be Better segment. I think it's important right now that everyone concentrates on being better, being a better human being. Charlie Kirk was a great human being. I'm sure he had his foibles. I'm sure he had his faults. I know that no one is perfect, but he was a great human being. Dakota Sioux. Okay. All right. Cool. I have been through that area of the country. So let's talk about what's going on in the news, in our news cycle. So there was a security lapse at oh wait, that's not correct. Give me 1 second, guys. I apologize. Looks like I deleted my news brief for today, and that sucks. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I have my notes, but apparently I deleted them. So we'll get back to it. I'm trying to recover them right now. I believe that I saved a copy, but I'm not going to spend a bunch of time doing it. I listened to the I don't know if anyone else did, but I listened to the FBI morning brief about Charlie Kirk's attacker, killer, shooter, assassin, whatever you want to call them. It was interesting. It was very interesting. Hey, what's up, Mikey Ball? How are you, man? Hello, Kinetic Kel. How are you today? So, what we know, what we have video of, what we have proof of, what the FBI has chosen to inform us of is along the lines of the following. We know that the rifle was a bolt action. I believe it was a Mauser rechambered in 30-06. That would be a sporting rifle, and it's very old, not commonly available. Maybe a family heirloom or just something the guy picked up, used somewhere in a pawn shop. We'll find out. The rifle was found in the woods not far from the university where the assassin fled. Along with that, the FBI now has a palm print, shoe imprints, tire imprints, and other physical evidence. My assumption is that they have fingerprints as well. My guess is that they have fingerprints, but they're not saying they have fingerprints. They admit to, my experience with the FBI is they admit to about 70% of what they have, and sometimes much less than that. So, from the video that has been released so far, and that the video, from the video, it looks like a male. The motions, the manner of walking, the stride, all indicate male. And according to the FBI, I have not seen these. I do not have any proof these exist, other than what the FBI and the police both have, and I guess they sort of corroborate each other. What they have publicly said is they do have pictures of the assassin. Kel, you should watch my show from last night. It was really good. You should watch it. So we know all of that. The FBI also knows the vehicle, and they have been tracking this person. But at that point, they just say it's part of the investigation, and they're not going to talk about it. So when we talk about things like this, and just from a purely analytical standpoint, the FBI is doing a pretty good job, right? I don't like the FBI. I think all three-letter agencies ought to be abolished. However, they're doing a good job at this point. They're working. All of the law enforcement agencies seem to be working together. They're asking for footage. If people have footage, video, audio, whatever, they're asking that to be sent to a tip or upload. And to help in their investigation. Look, I'm going to assume that none of my audience actually has any of that. But if you do, or you know someone that does, then they're kind of holding on to something, please have them send it in. It may be a very small thing, but it may mean a lot. Kale, yes, we absolutely should have guns in school. Absolutely, we should. Because if there had been, honestly, that guy may not have made it there had somebody seen him with the rifle and had seen him setting up. But yes, Kel, you're welcome to come talk to me. Red Door Woman, WMD is the bot. Is the robot that just monitors the chat. It can annoy you, but it's okay. This is a really sore spot for me, okay? This is a sore spot for me because I'm a small government person. I believe that while governments are not inherently evil, I think that government is often blind to reality. So I want less of it. I want much less of it. So when I hear cries, well, we should have had, what law would have prevented this? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, not one fucking law. I promise you right now that Mauser, which was probably made in 1908, 1910, 1912, pre-World War II, I promise you, that not one gun law, not one, would have prevented it. Not one. There's none. They don't exist. There's no such thing. Now, I happen to know weapons. I know I own a Mauser. I own a couple of Mausers, actually. I used to, when I was in college, I've said this before. You can go, I used to sporterize Mauser rifles. I used to buy Mauser rifles for $70 out of a bin at the local gun store. Some of them were $50 if they had a cracked stock. And I would take them home and I would restock them. A lot of times I would rebarrel them. I would I had a place locally. They don't exist anymore, but I had a place locally that would re-blue everything for me, make them really pretty, and then I would sell them. And that's how I paid a large portion of my way through college. There's not one gun law that would have prevented this. This is not an AR-15 like that one, right there. The bottom one's an AR-15. The top one's an AR-10. Yes, Kel, I'm glad that you're finally seeing reason. At the end of the day, we can't fix crazy. We can't. Can't do it. Welcome, Sadie Girl 216. I'm not familiar with you. I don't know that you've been here before, but if you haven't, welcome to the show. I'm a little discombobulated today because I apparently deleted my notes. So I've got to really kind of start over with that. I mean, basically, nationally, I don't think that there's any news really worth talking about. We have the National Institute of Health reform still happening. Those are being battled out. We have a case in. We have a case before the court right now. I believe it's a. I forget which district court it is, but it's a case about the lightning link, the so-called keychain. What was it? I forget how they phrase it. It was something that was handed out at a gun show at SEMA, I believe, or not SEMA, PRI. Yeah, SEMA. No, SHOT Show. So these were handed out at SHOT Show, and there were pieces of stainless steel, and printed on them was a diagram that if you were to cut it out, which cutting stainless steel is not easy, was able to you were able to make a lightning link, which is a thing that if you put it in an AR-15, it will make it full auto. It not select fire though, just full auto. And it's not that cool a thing, but they gave them away for free, and now they're in court over it. I think that's very interesting. Welcome in Midnight Neutron. I haven't looked at that link you sent me yet. I know that I said that I would, but I haven't. Let's talk about the shot. 200 yards is not a difficult shot. I don't think that this, there's a lot of people who are imagining that this is a hunter or someone like that. I do not believe so. I think this was a target shooter. I believe that the gun in question is probably a sporterized Mauser. I'm just guessing. It's probably a sporterized Mauser with a scope of some kind, probably a 3x9. If I had to guess off the top of my head, it's probably got a 3x9 scope on it. And it's in 30-06, which is a pretty decent round. It's a very old round, made in 1906, created in 1906. And but the shooter was obviously not a marksman, and obviously had never shot anything from an elevated position, because what he didn't understand is, I promise you that he was aiming for center mass. But what he ended up doing was He didn't realize that when you're shooting at an angle, because of the ballistics, you actually shoot high when you're at an angle, at an elevated position. And so you have to aim lower. And so even though he was shooting at center mass, it just blind luck, to be honest. He hit Charlie in the neck. I knew that they had photos. I hadn't seen them. I've been busy, so I'm not able to check the news when I'm talking. So I apologize. Yet I knew that the FBI said that they had pictures and that they were trying to apprehend them. And if they missed them, that they were going to release the pictures to the public. They said that 2.5 hours ago. So obviously they were not able to apprehend them. And so this is what's happened. Welcome, Grackle, by the way, to the show. Welcome everybody that's maybe new. It seems like we have a fair number of new people. Good to see all of you. And I know you. We big debating together. Oh, Sadie from Pentuple. Gotcha. All right, Sadie. Cool. Sadie is actually near me. Cosine effect, actually. It's called a cosine. Sometimes pronounced cosine. I even have a gauge on one of my rifles for it. So, back to the news of the day. We'll keep interjecting stuff about Charlie. I'm sure that we need to. Actually, that's not true, Anson. The medical examiner has ruled the death and murder and assassination. They've moved the body to the medical examiner for autopsy. That autopsy, I believe, has pretty much happened. His body is due to be released, I believe, tomorrow to his family. And I'm not really sure what happens after that. Yes, Red Door Woman. I believe that he was probably somebody who went to the 100-yard range all the time and did not actually understand ballistics or anything like that. Yeah. If you have a cosine indicator, it's a special kind of wheel that tells you how many mils or inches, depending. I deal in mils, so it tells you how many mils to hold up or down based on your cosine. Well, yeah, right. Yeah, he would not believe in that, Kel. And also, by the way, guns aren't allowed on campus in Utah. Why do you think that this is I'm not following you, Kel. The only select states, I believe Tennessee just passed a law saying that students could carry their weapons on campus and have their weapons on campus. And I believe that was just in the last 5 years. Well, there was only one shell casing, Imperious. He only fired one time. It was a bolt-action rifle. That's why you only hear one shot. Did they just pass open carry? That's awesome. Not in effect yet? Okay. Yeah, so I had a friend of mine who went to a university in Salt Lake City, and he was really unhappy that he couldn't carry on campus, and that was just a few years ago. So I wouldn't do that. Pistols will be allowed on campus. What's the point? You think they're allowed now? I don't think the law has taken effect yet. I could be wrong. So there are going to be differing opinions on this. From my point of view, as someone who takes security fairly seriously, the problem oh yeah, they have the rounds out of the gun for sure. Yeah, that's true. And that would make sense. I think a Mauser in 30-06 holds 4 or 5 rounds. And he would have fired 1. So that would leave 3 to 4 in the gun. Actually, Red Door Woman, that's not true. If he'd been inside, there would have been an echo. It would have sounded differently, but that's okay. From a security standpoint, is a small team like Charlie had incapable of fully securing the area? Yes, they are actually incapable of doing that. I believe campus security were helping with it, but campus security is the campus security is come on, it's campus security. It's not the best, right? Come on. Anyway, so what could have helped here, and I'm not really sure the laws on college campuses, but what could have really helped is sweeping the rooftops with drones. That would have helped. That would have found the shooter. I think it may actually become fairly standard for outdoor events like this to have a drone on a auto on a like on a gate or a fenced flight area, and it just does circuits and have somebody watching it. Yeah, they're right. Mullet Baby is correct. The security was for crowd control. It wasn't for like searching people. There were no magnetometers. There was nothing like that. So, so that's where we're at. Yeah. All right. So, I mean, it seems really stupid to talk about world politics right now, I guess. Sorry, guys. I got about half of my material, but it just seems like we're going to be talking about this. I don't think anything should change, Sadie, to be honest with you. Give me 1 sec. I'll get right into that. I apologize. Yeah. Thank you, Nick. I got that. So I don't think anything needs to change. Okay. Yesterday, so a lot of people last night on my show were saying that this, and I was watching other people talk about how this would affect how content creators move forwards. This was going to make people not do what Charlie Kirk did. I say that's horseshit. Okay? I'm just going to tell everybody right now that's horseshit, and here's why. Charlie Kirk himself knew that this was dangerous, and he knew that this was a possibility that it could happen. And he got up and he did it anyway. He did what he needed. He did what needed to be done. Now, are there people like, are there people that are not going to do it? Sure. But I think that people are still going to do it. I think that people are still going to stand up for what they believe in. I think that people are still going to they're still going to go out. They're still going to witness. This is, and I hate to get biblical here because I don't normally, but you're not supposed to be afraid to go witness to people, even if it means that could be consequences. I'm obviously paraphrasing. I'm not citing a specific verse or anything, but we are called to witness. We are called to not be afraid. And sure, I'm conflating, being a Christian or whatever to being a political commentator, but is it not in the same line? TVT apparently, and I did look this up, and it seems legit. Apparently, there have been 7 bullets so far that have gotten near Trump's head. Cleaner was talking about the other night. I took a minute. I looked it up. It seems legit. And we just don't hear about it because, we just don't hear about it because the Secret Service doesn't bother to tell you. Apparently 5 of them impacted the bulletproof shield in front of him. So, that seems to be real. I looked it up. Talked to Cleaner 409 about it, but well, all right. Anyway, so look, guys. Yesterday, went to bed, couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep for a variety of reasons. I did not get much sleep last night. I'm kind of hurting today. My workout was brutal today. The same kind of world it's always been, Kel. Martin Luther King was shot 50 years ago. It's the same. It's the same world, Kel. What are you talking about? Martin Luther King was shot. JFK was shot by the CIA, but still, JFK was shot. If you say something that people don't like, then someone may go too far. All you can do is be prepared. There's no, Kel, we can better society by you being a better person. You can't better society through legislation. You can't better society through rules. You can't better society through any of that bullshit. I really need the left to see this. You cannot say, I don't like what he says. It hurts my feelings. You can't legislate people to be good. You can't pass a law saying thou shalt be good. It doesn't fucking work that way. The only thing you can do is be better, Kel. Be better yourself and don't live in fear. Part of not living in fear means that you are responsible for your self-protection, or your husband is responsible for your protection. My wife doesn't go armed. Do you think my wife goes armed? That's insanity. I do. I'm armed right now. Not with just those. I'm armed. Like I can't touch. Oh, shit. Sorry, guys. I can't touch it because YouTube will, YouTube will not like that shit. Sitting here in my shed, in my backyard, I'm armed. And armed society is a polite society when a man may have to back up his last words with gunplay. Yeah, that's right. Rule number 1, thou shalt go armed. And if you choose not to, better be around someone that is. But I digress. Sorry, Kel. I don't even remember what I was talking about. You guys have got me going on Kirk again. I really, Kel, you have to understand that last night I went to bed. I could barely sleep. I'm really tired. I woke up this morning. One of the first things I saw at 4 o'clock this morning were these kids. I call them kids. They're probably in their 20s. Kids were out on a college campus, Kel. Everyone, listen to me. Listen very carefully. Listen. These kids, these 20-year-old kids, were on college campuses with a camera and a microphone asking, have you heard about Charlie Kirk? What do you think about that? Is there any greater way to honor the man? Is there any better way to not let the trolls win? To not let evil get one more step ahead than these young people doing what Charlie did? Not afraid, not scared. Go out there, have the conversation. I'm sorry if I offend you, Kel. I don't mean to. I'm, I am where I am. If all it takes to silence you is the mere thought that you could be hurt, do you have freedom? If all it takes to nullify your position, to nullify the things that you know are right, to prevent you from doing what you know is right, if all it takes is the mere threat that you may be hurt, are you free? Absolutely. Kissy cat. I promise you that you should, it would be irrational to walk across a darkened parking lot at night and not have your hand on your weapon. It would be irrational to walk across the same dark parking lot unarmed by yourself. That is not a rational thing to do. Now, obviously, some of us do that, right? We have a lot of self-confidence, but that's not really a rational thing to do. The rational thing to do is to go with someone who is armed or go in a group, because there are bad people out there that do bad things. A woman riding the train was stabbed to death by an insane person while she sat there peacefully. Kel, I hope you're still here. I hope I didn't offend you. Sadie, what? I'm gonna do something happy right now. I'm gonna show you the venue that we have for the event coming up at DebateCon. Let me share my screen really quick. I apologize. I just need a break, guys. I need a break from talking about this. Just give me a few, because I get angry. I'm a violent man. I need to explain this because I don't think that everyone understands this about me, but you really need to. I am a very violent person. I have hurt people. Very seriously, it takes all of me every single day to not hurt people. I know that about myself. I know that. I also know that I'm in total control. But these kinds of things take me to a very specific place, a very specific mentality. And I have to pull back. So just give me a minute, okay? Can we do that? Now I'm going to share this on my screen. Give me a second. Sadie, this is a studio that I've rented, that I've leased, rented, whatever, that I booked. We have it from 10 in the morning until midnight. This is the control room for Studio A. I'm just going to scroll through these. You can look through it. All of the equipment comes with us, or comes with it. Again, this is the control room for Studio A. There's plenty of seating for people to lounge. This is Studio A. We have walls to block noise. We can also bring in stuff. These doors with the glass on them, they're for, I believe, individual studios. Now, these are studios that are used in the recording industry, because this is a recording studio. These are used in the recording studio to have it, like, you can have a piano in one room playing and then a guitar in another room. That guy can be playing, and then the vocalist can be out in the main studio. And so you could have backup singers in these rooms. And anyway, but the important part for us is that individual streamers, Pentuple, for example, or Kinetic Kel, could go in and go into one of these rooms. They're soundproof. They can go in there, have a 30-minute to an hour or whatever, do a quick podcast update to their audience, so that their audience understands what's going on, and or feels like they're part of the event. And so this is Studio A. Again, this is the control room for Studio A. That's looking out the window into Studio A. This is the kitchen area. This is where we will be serving food. Obviously, I'm having the event I'm having the event catered. We'll have barbecue for lunch, and then in the evening we'll have food trucks. So you can see there's lots of space. There's lots of seating. If you look back at the very back, if you look way back here, you see this? That's a steel gate. You cannot get into this property except through, well, in the back. You can't come in the back except through that gate, and that gate only opens with a code, which we will not be using. So only the food trucks and maybe myself and Andrew or somebody will use that back gate. Everyone else will need to Uber to the event. It's pretty rad. This is, again, the seating area. There are several fire pits. This is the kitchen again. This is the other side. So you can see this is the opposite side. Again, another seating area, another fire pit, the same steel. This is steel fencing. It's a very secure location. You can see there's another view. This is the opposite side. This is a room in the front. This is for meetings, for whatever that we want to have happen there. If if somebody needs to want to kind of schedule a collaboration or something like that, this is where you would do that. And also you could check equipment. You could it's just a room, right? It's just a small room, kind of like an office off to one side. Here's another gathering area. And you can see there's that sliding door out into the outside area. This is Studio A looking into the. This window is looking into the control room. You can see one of the. And obviously these are mirrored doors. This is one of the small studios that people could use. Now the doors are air gapped, so there's a door and then there's another door where you see here, so that so it's dead. It's not completely dead because that doesn't sound good, but it has the right amount of resonance. This is simply looking into. I think this is part of Studio B. This is looking into Studio B's control room. This is Studio B's control room, and this is behind Studio B. So actually, we could have a podcast set up here, and then have what went the wrong way. We could have a podcast set up there because this is right behind this. So if you were sitting in the chairs, you would be looking at this. So you could have your sound engineer here and all your equipment. And then have the host or the interviewer and the interviewee sitting in the chairs. Here's a look from the front door through. This is bathroom A, bathroom B. Another more art. This is looking out to the front door. This is another sitting area. It's very nice. Really like it. This is just looking in from one of the angles. I think that's one of the back doors. I'm not really sure. Studio A again. I believe I think this is part of Studio B. I can't remember. Yeah, I think that's Studio B. Studio B is small, but it's cool. You can see all of the mirrored doors, 1, 2, 3, and I believe this one are all studios that we can have creators in. This is just part of the walkway from Studio A to B. This is the front of the house again. Well, it's not a house, a studio. This is on Music Row in Nashville. So this is the back of the property. This is the front. Notice it's all fenced and gated. You're not going to get in. You're not going to be, people aren't going to be able to bother us at all. It's completely fenced, and it's at that really tall steel fencing that you can't even see through. So that's the venue that I have for that. Now I do have 2 armed guards already. We've already set that up. Set that up 2 or 3 weeks ago. I also have 2 additional armed guards because things happen and people call out sick and all of that. We are not going to have a guest list per se, but you cannot get in without a DebateCon ticket. There are some people that have reached out to me privately to say, hey, I just want to come to your event, or hey, I'm going to DebateCon, but my wife she doesn't have any interest. And so can I have a +1? So as of now, if you are known to me, and I mean known to me, like I know who you are, I've interacted with you, like Wicked Wally could definitely bring his fiance, 100% good. That's no problem. The all of the rest of it is you're going to have a DebateCon ticket. So that's just the way it is. But again, if you need a plus one, I mean, basically you're going to have to communicate with me if you just want to show up and have a plus one, because if you show up with a plus one and they don't have a DebateCon ticket, and I don't know you, that could be interesting. It could be weird. Yes, I'm putting Anson in a cage, and he will be the main attraction. He will be the bearded lady. Okay. Anson will be the bearded lady. So, so that's what we got going on. I don't know. I'd love to know what you guys think. I wasn't actually watching the comments while all of this was going on. Now I'm paying for the whole thing. It's free. Obviously donations towards this are always welcome. Just to give you an idea about what I've spent so far, the venue is $4,000. The caterer hasn't gotten back with me about the lunch bill, and the food truck guys haven't gotten back to me about what they want to charge me. I'm anticipating another $4,000 to $5,000 in catering, plus drinks. Plus, I'm probably I've got some other things to take care of. I really feel like I'm going to end up being in this probably around 10 to 12 grand, but that's okay. It's going to be super rad. And I really, really hope everyone shows up. Especially you, Kissy Cat. You should definitely show up. Yeah, I can't wait to hang with you, Mikey Balls. It's going to be awesome. Sadie's going to be there. That's awesome. Sadie's a sound engineer, I believe. So that really helps out. Oh, by the way, they have a sound engineer on site. The sound engineer is going to actually, if we need cables made or we need equipment, if he has it, it's ours to use. So they have a dedicated sound engineer on site. The second thing, they have, I think, 2 or 3 staff that will help us at least part of the day to like pick up trash. They will help. They'll just help with the event. And the only thing I really have going on right now that I'm not really sure about is I need some volunteers to work the door, and I figure that'll sort itself out day of. If it doesn't, then I'll figure it out somehow. If there's anybody has any questions, go ahead and rattle them off, and I will. I'll be glad to answer them. And now that I'm in a much better mood and I'm much less dark, it's fine. I'm scrolling back through. Kissy Cat said, "Wait, hang on." So she's still deciding. No, you already decided. Come on. But yes, you can't get in without a ticket, and we're going to have security. I'm not 100% sure if we'll be wanding guests that we don't know, like no. So, we'll see. Now, Gibbsy's not actually doing the barbecue. He doesn't come in early enough. I'm having the Slick Pig, I think, do the barbecue. But I'm not 100% on that right now. They haven't gotten back to me with their. I've got two barbecue places. So. And as I said earlier, Anson will be the bearded lady in a cage. So if you want to throw things at someone, he'll be there. He'll be there for that. Kissy Cat says she pretends she's tough, but she's a soft woman. I'll keep pretending until it's true, though. Well, I mean, again, fake it till you make it. But I mean, honestly, women aren't supposed to be tough in that way. So, you know, it's very interesting. Yeah, it is on. It's literally on Music Row, so you can actually just walk up and down and look at all the different studios and the CMA and all that. It's pretty interesting. But you have to go, Kissy Cat. You really do. Can't wait to see you there. You know, I would totally do that if I had known Charlie. I've never met him. I never went to any of his events. I'm not a college student. So it was kind of like I was aware of him. I watched his videos. I watched his clips. But I knew who he was. I knew what he stood for. But I didn't know him. I don't know how appropriate that would be for me to do. But I'll ask. I'll ask. See, remember, guys, this is in support of DebateCon. It is not to compete with DebateCon, although we will have debates. This is to help support them, to add a dimensionality to it, to help drive ticket sales, to help bring people into it. It's very important to me that this event be a success. I would really like it to be a success, and I really, really want people to show up and have fun and just be just have a great time. So, Zach, I get it, man. I was pretty dark a little earlier, but talking about this has kind of like re-energized me, so to speak. So Joe Walsh will be there. Awesome, dude. That's cool, man. I get you, Mr. Mister. I understand. So we are trying to line up debates. So this is actually a good segue. I need some help from you and you over there, way back in the back, way back there. I need help from you too. So we have some top shelf guys coming in. We got Rob Noor, Fabian Liberty, Admiral Gibbs, Ryan the Radical Coder may or may not show up. I never count on lefties. They flake, but hopefully he shows. And I need 3. You're driving to South Carolina. You be safe. You have a great time, Kissy Cat. We'll see you really soon, I hope. But please be careful. I need to line up some debates. Now, we think Enemy Charlie is going to come. That would be great. I would like to see Enemy Charlie be an announcer or an analyst or a judge or something like that for the debates, as well as participating in the debates. But I really, really, really need a few more lefties or libertarians or things of that nature. I need 3 to 4 top shelf debates. I'd like to do 3 to 4 long format debates with people who are not debating at DebateCon. Right? Now, Andrew's going to be there most of the day, or he's slated to be there most of the day. We'll see. His schedule can change. We'll have a bunch of people from the Crucible there, so that will be awesome. Wicked Wally's going to be there. Nanfon said he might show up, but I'm not sure that he will. What's up, Buddha? Good to see you, my man. Ghosty would be good, but I haven't even seen Ghosty online in a while. So I would really, really like. I mean, honestly, it would be great if we could have. What would be ideal for me? I'll give you my wish list, guys, and see if you look. We got some good people out here. What would be ideal is if we had a really solid female center right or far right debater and a leftist debater. If we could put that together to debate feminism or patriarchy or whatever, I don't really care, right? But to debate a reasonably serious issue. And so, I would like, that would be a good debate, right? Like, and I don't know who is I don't know who's a good female debater right now. I mean, an argument, Paige, maybe, right? But who would we put against her? I mean, honestly, I don't know. I mean, honestly, it would be not, maybe Not So Erudite might work, but I don't know that she even really debates anymore. Anyway, so that would be a good one. And, Kel's a pretty decent debater. She gets a little lost in the sauce once in a while, but Kel's good. But but Kel's on the left, so then I need a female on the right, a female debater on the right to kind of back that out. And then I would like to have Fabian Liberty versus a true communist. Not really sure who. Hey, thanks, Iwan T. Thank you. Yeah, hit those likes, guys. Please hit the likes. The likes, don't cost you anything. Mean a lot. Just smash that like button. That'd be cool. Put Anson in a dress. I mean, Kissy Cat, I like where your head's at, but I don't know. I don't think the world's ready. Don't think the world's ready. So I'd like to see Fabian Liberty debate an actual communist in person. That would be great. So that would be really good. I don't know any actual communists. And by actual, I mean somebody that believes they are communist and believes that it's the way to go and not so on and so forth. He's already debated Soy Pill. He's already debated some of these other guys. So I don't know that's worthwhile to put forth. But I would really love to have a top shelf person opposite Fabian Liberty. He is an amazing debater, and I don't know if you guys have been watching him lately. He is off the chain with how sharp and responsive he is. I would really like to see that. And then I would like to see Rob Noor versus basically anyone. Like, just basically any of his haters, right? Like I would love to see Rob Noor versus, that RTP or whatever the fuck his name was. That'd be cool. But I want Rob Noor, Fabian Liberty to have their own debates. I'd like to see Admiral Gibbs have a debate, although I don't know if he's really. I think he's kind of more in the announcer, judge vein right now. I think or organizer. I think he may try and help me organize some of this stuff. Glenn Lawrence is going to be there. I think Glenn Lawrence is going to do the man in the crowd. He's like tremendous at doing the man in the crowd interviews. Iwan T. Rob has said he will never go anywhere he will never be on stage with Destiny again. He will not go to an event where Destiny is going to be there and featured. He's like, nope, I'm done with Destiny altogether. I agree with him. So yeah, Jake Viopod's gonna show up. It would be great to have a good debate for him as well. I mean, honestly, we could do probably 10 or 12 debates if we did short format, because we're going to have a lot of debaters there. And one of the reasons why this facility is the one that I picked is because I want impromptu debates. I really would love to see, like, one of the best things about DebateCon in New Jersey was they had this table where everybody would sit or stand and, eat a snack and drink a soda or something like that and debate. And it was awesome. And I kind of want to recreate that. So we're gonna, as we get closer, I'm going to do a camera layout check in the next week or so. Which debate? Because Ryan says some really fucked up shit. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets blacklisted. He's like borderline over here. Honestly, the other night he insulted my mod. He insulted a Gorilla Polis and told him to fuck off or something like that. And dude, and Agrillipus was being his usual very polite self. And I mean, I got to be honest, I kicked him. I kicked Ryan because he was on stage. You can't talk to my mods that way. I will fuck you up. That's wrong. Don't do that. And Ryan had to go. Now, he's welcome back as of now, but to be honest with you, he's starting to burn some bridges. Now, obviously, Sarah, the Raging Tomato, is going to be there as of now. I mean, obviously, the other, yesterday changed a lot for a lot of people. So we'll see how everybody calms down and how they, look at things. So. We are going to be live streaming the event, Grackle. That's the point of this, is that the point of the whole thing is to live stream the event. Now, here's a rub. I want some input on this. So one of the things about doing an event like this, obviously I'm spending a shit ton of money and I'm not getting any. I doubt very seriously I'm going to get all of that back. But should we do super chats? Should we set up an account for people to donate, so and that money go to the debaters, or is the exposure of being in this situation like worth it, and the event gets any revenue, if there's any revenue at all? I hadn't actually even planned on really monetizing this. So it's a, help me out with that. I'm really trying to understand that. Who's not trying to get exposure? Mikey, I missed that. Flow State will be there. Flow State, Mrs. Flow State, Beth, bunch of people are going to be there. Oh, yeah. Mikey Balls doesn't want exposure. Set up a Streamlabs. They only take 3%. Ghost 1978. I mean, a lot of people would look at it that way. I would love input on this. If you can, shoot me a Discord, because you don't have to say what you think privately. There will be no OF girls doing OF stuff there. I don't know who started that rumor, Anson. So, yeah. Yeah, I'd agree. The venue should get, or the event should get the revenue first, and then once it's recouped, there should be some kind of split. I don't know. I'll think about it. But I am gonna have, so basically, just so you guys know what I did. All of the super chats that we've been getting over the last 3-4 months, right? I took all of it, and that's what's paying for this event. So that's what's up. What's up, due diligence? We were just talking about the event that I'm doing at DebateCon. Yes, there is no wet t-shirt contest unless you want to see Anson in a wet t-shirt. So, hey, Agrillopoulos, I was just talking about you and about how I had to kick Ryan because he insulted you. I don't have time to get sponsorships, Kissy Cat, unless you know somebody that's doing that sort of thing. I don't know. I don't know. It takes time to do those kinds of things. Well, absolutely, Agrillopus. There's no way that somebody's going to come in and insult my mods and tell them to fuck off or whatever. Especially when the mod's being polite. Now, honestly, if you'd been a dick to him and he was a dick to you, that's just dick fighting, and I don't really care. But when you're being polite and just explaining the rules, explaining the etiquette, and you get told to fuck off, that person needs a timeout. Yeah. Yeah, so if you guys didn't see that, I mean, it's on the show from the other night. You're welcome to go render your own opinion. You don't have to listen to me about my version of it. You're welcome to go draw your own conclusions. It is 1:30. I'm going to open up the panel. We can talk about whatever. Give me 1 second. Kel, are you still out there? Are you still wandering around? It would be hilarious, actually, if everybody showed up and I served peanut butter and sandwiches, maybe peanut butter and jelly, because I'm fancy. That'd be cool. The link is dropped in the mod chat. What's with the gun? They're always been there. A cooking contest? That'd be hilarious. You just had a PB&J for lunch? Lucky. I haven't had lunch yet. I have a weird eating schedule now because I work out like super early in the morning. No, so what happened is that I changed my entire studio. I'm actually on the other side of the studio now. Over there is where I had the monitor behind me, and it was a little darker because that wall is blue and this wall is white. And this is a real flag, and it's very large, and the other flag was digital on a screen. Well, and in truth, though, I had one. The one on the bottom I actually used for my competitions. So, in fairness, it's there, and then it's not there, and then it's there, and then it's not there. The one on top is always there because I don't do anything with it. So if you guys want to come up and want to interact and want to have a good time, all you got to do is go over to the Discord, go to the waiting room, and grab a link from a moderator and jump on up. That's all you have to do. You don't think you'd be able to keep a straight face if you saw me with a gun? Interesting. So I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I am a competitive shooter. And I actually used to instruct children in the used to instruct the children's. Look at that. That's me instructing. Neat, huh? This is a profile picture I use. This is me at a match in Wyoming, the Governor's Cup. And I have a mask on because of the dust. It was so freaking dust that it's so freaking dusty that like literally every time a vehicle would go by, you couldn't breathe. It was so bad. It's terrible. See if I might have a video. Let me see if I got a video. Nobody's up yet. How interesting. Yeah, it's a wrong opinion. Let's see. I thought I had a video. I have a video? I used to have a video. I didn't scream it was the wrong opinion. That's literally not what I did. I just simply said that you were wrong. If that hurts your feelings, I'm sorry, but you're just wrong. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I could have sworn I had a video. I don't know what I did with it. It may be on another computer. I have a lot of computers, so this might be in the wrong spot. Let me go look. You're in giggles. That's good. It's so weird. I know I had that. I just don't know. What did I do with it? Oh, wait, here we go. Maybe it's here. Nope. Still nobody is up. That's okay. I like that. I did not. I've been busy all morning. Unfortunately. Nobody's come up yet. Very funny. I find people that have an irrational fear of guns to be quite suspect. And here's why. It's an inanimate object that only does what you do with it. Has no motives or agenda. It has no good, no evil, no desires, nothing else. Just is what it is. And so when people start talking to me about, that they're really not, they really don't understand guns or fear guns or they make them nervous or whatever, I honestly can't help but think that those people are a little bit psychotic. That's just me. Doesn't mean anything. Could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I don't think I'm wrong here. I think I'm right. I think that, everything kind of bears that out. We have a lot of fun while we're shooting too. So this is I'm going to show you this picture of this is my friend Pat. And Pat made the mistake of losing a bet. And as part of losing the bet, he had to use a very special empty chamber indicator. And there it is. Now, I want you to look at this. Just look at it. Just look at that. And look at his hand placement. You know, that's a man that's been places. He's done things. He's seen some things, right? You see that? Look at that. So we have a lot of fun with each other while we're out there. So Pat lost a bet, and Pat had to have a big pink loaded chamber or unloaded chamber indicator for the rest of the year. And just, I mean, the hand placement is so awesome. It's great. So that's very funny. We have a lot of fun with this stuff. It's great, you know. So it's very good. So I thought that was very funny. I still think it's funny. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna send it to him again because I haven't sent it to him lately. Every now and again I send it to him to remind him, you know, that I still have it. You know, because why wouldn't I? What kind of friend would I be if I didn't do that? Right? What kind of friend would I be if I didn't remind him repeatedly that I got it? I got the goods. So I will send it to him today. That was a shotgun, by the way, just in case you were wondering. Still nobody. It's so weird. Anybody can come up. Totally cool. Totally rad. You can just come right on up, hang out, be cool. So this is not really good footage, but it's okay footage of a match that I shot in South Carolina. This is at the Clinton House Plantation, which is in South Carolina, and this is the first stage that I had shot that day, and it had been raining, not super muddy, but I really didn't have a lot of time to look into this or to walk the stage and really remember where the targets were. So you'll see me hunting and pecking a little bit. So now we're going to make ready. It's all my friends. Everybody's getting the speech. So you really think that it's funny, you know, that you would giggle if you saw me with a gun in my hand? That's funny. It's awesome. This is an all pistol stage too, so it's no rifle. I'm really bad at this at this moment, and I'm talking to myself. You can't hear it. And we reload. We reload through the trees, over the shoulder. You got to remember where those are too. Like you can't actually see them. There we go. Reload. And I know it's there. I just don't know where it is. There we go. Nope. Reload. Oh, I missed one. Got to come back. Yeah, I really like the ping noise. So, yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do on the weekends. That was a 2011. So it's like a 1911, only cooler. So nobody's come up yet. So So yeah, that's what I do on my weekends. That's how I hang out with. Those are the people I hang out with. You were born into the warrior class. You've been trained. That's awesome. So have I. And I never stopped training. You want a platypus? Not my fave, but personal decision. Well, take a nap, kissy cat. What's up, Cody H? You caught me live. Awesome, dude. Well, what we're talking about right now is what anyone wants to talk about. We were talking a little bit. We talked a little bit about the Kirk thing earlier, and then we talked a little bit about the event at DebateCon that I'm putting on, and we talked about a few other things. And now I'm just waiting on people to come up and hang out and talk. So, and I was just showing a video of me shooting. I don't really, but my son does. He's on the school skeet sporting clays team, skeet team, whatever. So, Tennessee has no. Well, I mean, Tennessee technically has a concealed carry permit if you want to. If you want to carry outside of the state, you need to get a Tennessee CCW, but normally you do not here. As long as you are legally able to own a firearm, that's it. Oh, you've slept a lot? Maybe hydrate? I don't know, cat. There's always time for a cat nap. That's awesome. Yeah, you always want to check and make sure that the state you're going to accepts your CCW. Although, to be honest with you, I don't care. Concealed means concealed. It is what it is. Why do you say that, Emin conservative? I don't know, Ghost. I don't live there, so I don't have any idea. Because Florida has the most states you could carry? Sure. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely helpful for sure. We know you're tough, Kissy Cat. That Maryland is God, obviously. Anson's gonna lose this debate so badly. Like unbelievably badly. The crystal color is green. Good call. Maryland is obviously God. He's going to lose because she's God. How are you going to beat God? You can't beat God. No, you're made in the image of God. That doesn't make you God. That's crazy. He should actually. He should be like, yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And just at the end be like, yeah, okay, who won? or pull some like really esoteric thing out of his ass to argue. That's probably true. How are you doing, Sport Brand? It's been a minute since I've seen you. Where you been, man? Been avoiding me? Say what's up? You been avoiding me, man? That's cold. It's wrong, man. It's wrong. You gonna spend the whole time reading the newspaper and just let her argue with herself? I mean, that's a bold strategy, but it might work. It might just work. Let me check the or the waiting room and see if anybody's over there yelling at me. Oh, there we go. You'll be seeing some country. Oh, cool. Gotcha. That's cool, man. All humans are God, and therefore all humans ought to embrace the spirit of charity. Wait, what? Oh, man, that breaks my brain a little bit. What in the world did you do? It is confusing as fuck. That's right. I bet Anson picked it too. Anson's in love with most women, Kissy Cat. It's just the way it works. Interesting. I'm interested in why you believe that is in fact the case, Inquisitive Archivist. Yeah, I don't know where you've been, because I literally, like, the churches in my area help everybody. We famous for it. Yeah, but you said this, but that's not what you said. Rarely, and, and said most. I mean, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. A bunch of people in this chat. There was someone from our chat here, may or may not still be in here, and I don't know if you know this, um, IA, but what happened was that we had arranged for this person to go on another podcast, and on this person's way there, the car broke down, and they had to Uber, and it was like a $400 Uber or some shit. And then not only did they do that, but the next day, after the podcast, to get home, they had to take um, a shuttle to a bus at the terminal, and then at one terminal, and then the bus to the train terminal that they actually needed to leave from, and then had to take a train home. Literally got home at 10 o'clock at night, spent no idea how much money. They did it because they spent the money, and they didn't, instead of just calling out and saying, hey, I can't make it, and flaking, they said they were going to do something, and they did it. And that means something. That's meaningful. And so I asked my chat to please, if they could, just help a little bit, and raised a ton of money for that person in this chat, this very chat right here, the people that you're talking to. So I don't know what you're. I don't know. I mean, again, I really can't talk about Canadian. TVT is usually here. If he was here, he might have some insights into this. Certainly, not all Christian organizations are created equal, or are the same, or represent the same, or whatever you want to say. Certainly, that is the case. I mean, I wouldn't argue that. But it's a hell of a thing when you have the nerve to say something like, you wish that Christians would learn more charity. I think that's I think that's very wrong. I think that's a wrong way to say things. You're welcome to disagree. It's fine, but that's a very wrong way to say things. That's what you said. Along with this. Christians should embrace the spirit of charity. Few do, though. It's very odd and ignorant comment. Anson, I don't personally want to be invited to the wedding, but apparently Kissy Cat does, so please invite her to the wedding. And one of the things you said as I scrolled back through was that to get a meal, someone would have to sit through prayers. My God, the torture of having to sit through prayers that someone may really, really need in their life. What a tragedy. What a horrible thing to sit through prayers. What churches are in your area? I'm curious now. I'm not picking on you here. I'm actually very curious because I mean, some churches. I mean, all churches are different. Yes, I'm aware of the Sikh religion. I don't really have a criticism of the Sikh religion. It's different than my own, and I don't understand all of the tenets, and some of them I would be prepared to argue at some point. However, I don't put it down. Well, again, not all churches do that. In my area, for example, we actually have food banks. They don't care what denomination you are. They don't care if you're Christian or not. They don't care. They just hand out food to people in need. That's it. You're a very judgmental person, IA. You really, really, really exonerate or exemplary the closed-minded bigotry of the left. And I'm ashamed for you because it's really, really damaging to you. I pray that you see that. You're really closed-minded. You argued with me yesterday about that I was wrong about blacks being paid more than whites in South in the Reconstruction. And I was proven right. And you still you did not retract your statement. That's okay. Then you would not answer directly the question that there is still slavery in Africa. Tribes kidnapping men, women, and boys from other tribes as slaves. Their entire villages enslaved in Africa right now today. And you wouldn't answer a simple yes or no. You honestly wanted to boil it down into that this sex trafficking epidemic that we have, which is the majority of most modern slaves. However, slavery still exists in Africa. They've been doing the same thing for hundreds of years, and they're not going to stop anytime soon. Your rhetoric is tired. It's very tired. It comes from a place of indoctrination and of an unwillingness to see the truth in any form. And this statement, which I haven't taken down yet, Christians should embrace the spirit of charity. Few do, though. Just exemplifies the things that are wrong with the left and people like you. I feel bad for you. I really do. I'm sorry that you are this way. I don't show compassion. I am not a compassionate man. I am a man. I have a very limited amount of compassion in my life. And it is used for the people that I care about. I do not care about all people. I am not a woman. I do not have it in me to care for all people. I am not a good man. I have said repeatedly that I'm a violent man, that I am not a good man. I strive every single day to be a better man, and yet I know at my core what I am, who I am. I've never said anything different, ever. Compassion is not part of my Christianity. And I didn't say I was a good Christian. I said I'm a Christian. I'm not a good Christian. I consider myself a failed Christian. Tonight I'm going to have a debate, guys. I almost forgot about it. I apologize. Over the H-1B visas and how the left seems to be in love with the idea of effectively legalized slavery. We're going to talk about that over tonight. It's going to be a debate. Now we have an all-star crew for this debate tonight. We have Bones of Doom. I'm not familiar with that person. Baby and Liberty. Tyler, average debate enjoyer. Mollycott, also not familiar with that person. And the Soy Pill and myself will be debating why is the left, why are the Democrats so in love with the equivalent of modern slavery? We're going to debate that tonight. I'm honest about not being compassionate. It is, it's going to be a Gibbs debate. Yes, absolutely. It is a Gibbs me a break event. What's up, Arctic Timberwolf? I have a lot of love in my heart for my wife, for my family, for my very few friends. I don't love all people. I told you I'm not a very good Christian. I pray that one day you are not a leftist that's in denial and live with rose-colored glasses and can see the truth. I honestly, guys, I'm sick of the left. I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely it is soured. It is soured. And I don't care. I will literally tell you that I don't care. Cody H makes a solid point. He has compassion for humanity as a whole, want peace for humanity, but my obligations are to myself, my family, and the kingdom I am building. I think that's fair. I'm on the other side of that slightly. My community and my family are first, not necessarily in that order. You are a leftist. You are absolutely a leftist. You are a card-carrying Democrat leftist. I promise you are. You believe in gun control. You believe in the idea that you probably believe in open borders. You probably believe in a lot of things that are literally Democrat talking points. You have this idea of compassion without any, or pardon me, you have this idea of giving without demanding anything in return, which is fine, okay, but that's not always charity. Charity often comes with a price, and you know it and I know it. Yes, you did. You did. And look, your nonsense yesterday about microaggressions and how we should be more compassionate to the black men and women who went through stuff. No, you're come on, you're a Democrat. Just, it's fine. What's up, Steve Posey? How are you? Well, I mean, I don't, the H-1B thing, Steve Posey, is an interesting dynamic. I don't have a problem with H-1B. I know people that are on H-1Bs, and now the ones that I've known have been able to move jobs, have been able to change, they've been able to change employers pretty much at will. I mean, it's hard because you've got to have an employer that's willing to sponsor you on the H-1B, but that's actually typically not that hard if you're worth hiring. But it looks like, and I need to actually do some research on this today before the debate, before I get my ass handed to me on it. But it looks like that maybe the H-1Bs have changed to where you can't just apply to a different employer and have that employer apply for an H-1B for you. It doesn't bother me at all, Inquisitive Archivist. My problem is this statement: Christians should embrace the spirit of charity. If you do, though, I'm just saying, that's the problem. You making that assumption is the problem. Welcome, Hawaiian CC. Good to see you. Good to see you in the chat. Good to see you, Frankie. Too sweet. I dimly recall you being here before, but I don't really remember. I'm really bad with names. Gibbs is specifically talking about the H-1B. He's specifically talking about the way that they have changed or they're going to change the H-1Bs to basically lock it in so that you can the talking points is that you can pay these H-1B visa holders less than comparable American or domestic workers. And there's nothing the H-1Bs can do about it because they can't just leave to go find another job. Now, I don't know that is entirely true because I know that the people I know that are here on H-1Bs or were here on H-1Bs that have now either gone back to their country or have green cards or whatever, the people who were here on H-1Bs could change employers almost at will. So I'm not really. I need to do a little bit of research on it because if it's the way I remember it, I think this is a bunch of hooey and people are just talking out of their ass. If it is in fact it's changed so that if you come here on an H-1B, you can't change employers without going back to your country or doing something else. If that's the way it is, then that kind of changes everything. Oh, you're thumping. Oh, cool. Awesome. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you in the chat. I'm sorry. I missed IA had one more thing. Prove my point with what you said. Yeah, sure. You claimed you're the one that was talking bad about guns. I'm just sorry. If you are not that way, then act that way. Yesterday, all you could talk about was reparations and how you think they're a grand idea. And, that's not a conservative viewpoint at all. And microaggressions. Yeah. And generational trauma, multi-generational trauma, whatever the fuck it was. Anyway, whatever. I'm just going to leave this up there because that's a shittiest thing I've ever heard someone say on my stream, to be honest. And I have some people really spew shit. Right. So, Steve Posey, so they recently, I think it was Tyson Chicken or somebody out in the Midwest. I think it was in Kansas. Could have been Nebraska, but Kansas, Nebraska, somewhere like that. They went in, ICE raided the ICE went in and raided the facility and then pulled all those people out, deported them, something like 400 workers or 300 workers, whatever it was. The next day, they had locals lined up to take those jobs for the same money. And now, they, obviously are no longer doing business that way at that facility. Now, Hyundai also was raided, and they had apparently they had a bunch of illegal immigrants working there as well. I think 475, 500, something like that. And they were, I believe they're being deported. I'm not 100% sure. But at the same time, those jobs are being filled by Americans for the same money. The thing is, it's not that Americans won't work that cheap. It's that, there may be other reasons that is happening. Usually that's happening because there's other things. I know that she considers herself Canadian, but she is Sikh. She is, that's India, Pakistan area. It's a confusing deal because of partition and because of some other things and the way the Sikhs were treated. I understand that. I actually understood her point of view. The Sikhs were treated very poorly, and so that's that's something that's terrible. Balance Maker, this is, I believe, mythology. So having hired people from overseas and from Canada, the person applying for the job has to prove for their visa that there's not a qualified American that could be hired for that job. So they literally have to go to the Human Resources Department and get copies of that documentation. So I don't believe that's true. I need to look into it a little further. But again, so the problem is that I'm thinking that probably in the last 3 to 4 years, they've changed the H-1B process. That's my thought. I don't know that for sure. We'll see. But it looks like maybe they've tightened it up so that when if you bring in an H-1B visa person, then they can't leave your company and go to another. Now, I promise you, it didn't used to be that way, because I knew people that got laid off at one job, and they still had, I think they had like 6 weeks or 10 weeks or whatever it is, lag time in the visa between the time they got laid off and the time that they could find another job and get the H-1 visa processing so they could stay in the country. So, but they may have changed that as well, so that if you get laid off, then you're deported immediately. So I need to look into this and check up on it. I don't understand. I actually don't understand what IA was talking about. Compassionate. I think she's equating being nice to being compassionate. I'm not a nice person. I have no intention of being a nice person. I'm pleasant. I'm polite, but I'm not nice. I've never claimed to be nice. I've never claimed to be anything but kind at best. And I'm a very flawed human. So I'm really not sure what her problem is I really, at this point, don't care. She was completely off the rails yesterday. And I don't forget things like that. So, you know. Yeah, she's a leftist. I'm just telling you she's a leftist. I've shot guns. Yeah, so what? So there's a lot of leftists. That's why they keep killing people like Charlie Kirk. Nobody came up. That's weird. I normally, you know, when I open the panel up, I get a number of people just jumping up that want to argue with me or, you know, push back on something I've said or whatever. But nobody came up today. It's really weird. Kind of odd. What's up, lower class? I'm sorry I didn't call you out when you came in. I was rambling. So I got to get some research together. Tyler actually has got a nice document going on here. I'm going to have to read it here in a few minutes. You working in a bar now, lower class? How's that working with your sobriety, brother? Yeah, the Chinese as well. I know many people who were here on H-1Bs that were Chinese, and they were super happy to be here. What's up, Zuka? How are you, man? Not really familiar with your screen name. Do I know you somehow? Biden changed that. Okay, this is what I needed to know. Biden changed H-1B rules that allow business to go over the numerical cap imposed by Congress. Okay. It's not, but options are limited. Didn't get the U.S. Steel contract. Ooh, that hurts. So desperate times call for desperate measures. God is great, though. All right, yeah, man. All right, so listen, brother. Sobriety, man. I know it's tough, especially working in a bar, man, but you gotta do the best you can. I mean, obviously, you're probably gonna fall off the wagon here and there, but you got to do the best you can. You'll get back into that mentality, man. That wheel, and you will be hurting. So let's keep that in mind. Can we do that? We good with that? All right. Oh, I got you, Zuka. Well, you're a little late. The show was better earlier. The show was better earlier, but that's okay. Yeah. Lower class, man. I got to be honest with you, and I know somebody who was working the 12-step program. They fell off of it like 3 or 4 times, and then I got to be honest with you. You know what? One day they told me. I saw them a few years ago, and they said they just woke up one day and they're like, "Yeah, I'm just not going to drink anymore," and they didn't, and they just never drink. They don't drink now. They basically just said, "Yeah, I'm just not going to do it." And so, like, you know, much like me, they can go anywhere and be around alcohol, anything like that. They just made the decision, and what they kind of told me, or no, what they did tell me is, in their mind, trying to work the 12-step program, put a burden on them, put this expectation on them. Whereas when they just made the decision, yeah, I'm just not going to do that anymore. That's what they did. So the program comes with some, I mean, and I'm not downing the program. I think it's done a lot of good for a lot of people, but I also think that it only works with very specific personality types. And if your personality type is not that, then it's the way it is. So, I don't know if it helps you to hear it, man, but, some days you just have to say, yeah, I'm just not going to do that anymore, and make that decision. Let it click in your head. And then the desire, the idea that you're cheating, the idea that you're so many years clean and sober, all of that burden is off your back. And you can just say, yeah, I'm just not going to drink. So, yeah. Also remember, lower class, that every time you drink, it probably costs you money. so if you're hurting for money, man, and you're doing what it takes, I get it. But remember, don't be costing yourself money. What's up, Glare 1%er? Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. So it's been an interesting show. I need to do a show on compassion, apparently. I don't believe I would imagine that IA and I have extremely differing opinions of compassion. Her being a feminist and very feminine and all up in her left brain nonsense. I should probably do a show on what compassion really is. Because I'm not particularly compassionate. Not particularly anything, really, but I'm just a man. I have boundaries. I have ideals. I have a moral code. But I don't feel sorry for people. I've never felt sorry for people in the way that other people do. I didn't feel sorry for Charlie Kirk yesterday. My show last night, if you saw it, I didn't feel sorry for Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was an adult, made decisions, lived with them, and he died with them. I felt a deep sense of sadness for his family. That man will never come home to again. His 2 small children, his wife. I felt that I can't even explain to you or anyone right now the depth of the sorrow, I guess, or aggravation. I don't know. Whatever it was, I can't explain to you. At the sadness that I felt for that family. The anger that I felt for that family. I don't think IA knows what compassion truly is. I don't feel sorry for people. I don't feel sorry for someone when they get fired from their job. I don't feel sorry that I cut my hand. I don't feel sorry. I don't fucking feel sorry. I'm basically, I can say the words, but I'm basically incapable of feeling sorry for someone. Does that make me not have compassion? Maybe. I don't know. Do I feel like it's not too much to ask if someone's getting a free meal for them to listen to some prayers, to say a prayer over their meal? No, I don't. I don't think that's too much to ask. I think IA has a very warped view of compassion and charity. And I think a lot of her views are warped. She's a feminist, so that's a problem. Believes in unions, so she's a socialist. So she's a socialist feminist who doesn't believe she's leftist. I don't know. I understand. Yeah, feeling sorry and compassion are not the same. However, they're often equated as the same. Moreover, I think most people define compassion to just mean that you feel something for someone. You feel sorry for them. You feel like they're disadvantaged. You feel like they don't have the same chances everyone else has. And you know, like there's no such thing. I'm telling you right now, there's no such thing as generational trauma. That doesn't exist. That's fucking made up. That doesn't make me not have compassion. That just makes me fucking live in reality. I am not a nice person. I know that about myself. I freely admit that I have hurt people. I have damaged them. I am violent at my core. I freely admit all of this up front, so you know who you're dealing with, who you know who you're talking to. I don't even care for most people, right? Like I mean I care, right? Like I don't want to see people hurt. I want to see people succeed. I want to see people do better. But at the end of the day, I only truly care about my family, my son, my wife. I find it very difficult to care about the world outside the people that I personally know. I have like maybe 3 friends. An argument could be made for 3, but it's closer to 2. I have like 2 friends. I have a lot of acquaintances. I have a lot of people that I know. I have a lot of people that I will gladly do favors for. I have a lot of people that I will gladly help. I want to see people succeed. But I freely admit that I lack the ability to care for most people. I just don't care. That's why I don't get angry in debates. That's why you guys see me, right? Like I'll be in a debate and I actually have to consider what I'm going to do. Like if I'm going to be mean, if I'm going to be angry, if I'm going to just kind of laugh at it or whatever, like I have to decide the emotion I'm going to use because I don't care. I don't give a shit. I'm not invested in it. This doesn't bother me. Imperius is going to start crying. Yeah, maybe. But I tell you, I've got friends that if they called me right now, I would click my computer off, I would walk out that door and I would be in fucking Wyoming or wherever, like in hours, as quickly as I possibly could. I don't know if it's compassion or charity or what, however you want to define it, but I also believe in that I try and help people if they want to help themselves. I would, and I've said for a long time, I would give you the shirt off my back if you needed it more than me. If you really needed my shirt, I would give it to you because I'll go get another one. This is a fucking problem with people today. The bunch of dumb motherfuckers out there that are incapable of understanding that what you really, really need to do in life is just have the balls, the sack, if you will, to say that no matter what, I can have nothing and I will build again. I will survive. I don't need any of this shit. I have it. I like it. I enjoy it, but I don't need it. I don't need it. You can have it. I have given people in this very audience time, money. I've offered to send them things. I don't care about any of this material bullshit. It's material bullshit. What does it cost me to be nice? Right? What does it cost me to be nice? I actually have a saying. It costs me almost nothing to be nice, but it can on the backside cost you everything if you're not nice. If you want to be a victim, if you want to act like you deserve something, if you want to act like the world belongs to you and nobody should question you because your shit don't stink, that can cost you everything. I say it all the time in my daily dealings, and I probably said it here. I probably, in chat had said it to members. I don't know, but I said this is something that I truly believe in. Is it cost me nothing to be nice? Somebody wants to talk to me about compassion. Let me give you since Michelle's here, I'm going to embarrass her. A while back, almost a year now, I think, Michelle's bird flew away. Got out of the house somehow, flew away. I don't know Michelle. I've never met Michelle. We barely talk. But I made sure that she got a new bird. I made sure of that. Why? Doesn't really mean anything to me. Why would I do that? I don't know Michelle. We've talked. We talk occasionally. Well, not, obviously not. I don't talk to Michelle I don't know that I talk to Michelle every week. But somebody was hurting, and it was their pet, it was their friend, and it was I could, so I did. Cost me nothing to be nice. And it's not a calculation I run through my head where I say, well, if I help this person, then I will get X. I think that's stupid. You don't need a new car, Kissy Cat. You have a Corvette. Actually, you probably do need a new car if you need a Corvette. You're probably tired of it. I could, so I did. ZD Den. I could, so I did. That's not, is that compassion? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think it is. You're tired of it? I bet you are. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's closer to empathy, right? You know, it's just empathy. I've lost things. I've been there. I don't, Nuxus, but if I find any on sale, I'll send you the flyer. Why do people equate being nice to being all of these other things? I'm not nice. You know, Kissy Cat, you should really go down and look. Are you looking for like a sedan or a sports car right now? Right? Because right now, I really like the mid-market Mercedes. I think it's a great car, and they look good, and they're fast enough, but they're quiet, and you know they're built like fucking tanks. They don't break down. I mean, pretty good cars. I'm actually considering one. I don't know. I'm considering one. But I just went and got the Miata out of from the lake house. Christians should embrace the spirit of charity. Few do, though. It's an interesting statement. Yes, I have to force myself to do nice things. That's accurate, Michelle. It's not so much I force myself. I'm just very aware, right? Like it's not something I would do naturally. Steve Posey, that's pretty accurate. I can be your best friend or your worst enemy. The worst thing is if I just don't care, right? Because at that point, it's the new C class or E class are phenomenal cars. I actually really like the new E class. They're ridiculous. I mean, yeah, they're expensive, but I mean, also, I really like my Jaguar F-Pace. I didn't think I was going to like. This is one of those cars that I bought for my wife that I thought that she would like and I wouldn't, but I actually really like it. It's fast. It's quiet. It's got the sport mode or the track mode or whatever they call it that, you know, really just changes the suspension and shift points. I don't think it like raises the boost or anything. And I got to tell you, I really like driving that SUV. It's not as good as the Cayenne, but the new Cayenne's too small. I like the big Cayenne. I like the old Cayenne. And I just really like it. You like the AMG GT55 Coupe? Baller up in the house. Baller. That starts at like 100, like 150, 155 for the AMG GT55 Coupe. Is it the 55 or 53? GT53? I thought it was a GT3 53 this year. Whatever. Cody H is drunk, obviously. He says, I tell you what car fucks hard. My 1999 Chevy Metro. If I put Corvette badges on it, because then it identifies as a Corvette. And if you disagree, you're a bigot. That's pretty fucking funny. I really like my F-Pace. I don't know about the new one, but mine's rad. I like it a lot. I really want an F Sport with the I believe the turbocharged V8. I think it came with the turbocharged V8, but whatever. I really want one. I like them a lot. So, all right, I'm gonna get rid of it. This is dumb now. I don't like it. Got that Suzuki G10. There you go. That's what's up. Suzuki motors rock. You know, I've owned one Suzuki motorcycle in my entire life, and I never even rode it. So never even rode it. I got it in a deal. One of my friends liked it, and it went to him. I'd never even rode it. I've owned one Suzuki. I've owned a bunch of Kawasaki's, a bunch of Hondas, a couple of Ducatis, things like that. What's up, Emmett? How are you doing, sir? I was just told that I have no compassion, which I agree with. I don't have a lot of compassion. I also, and so I was, I'm in my feels. And, you know, I'm trying to rebuild, Emmett. I'm trying to rebuild. So a 95 Accord coupe. Why would you do that? That will make a good video. Yeah, it is actually, the whole thing was really good. Last night was a good show. I don't know if you caught it, but I looked back over a little bit of it, and it was brutal but good, I think. I've got a debate tonight. Again, guys, I have a debate tonight. I'm actually going to have to go here pretty soon because I got shit to do. We got 20 minutes left in the show. I'm probably going to have to drop out, but doing a debate tonight, why the Dems are suddenly so in love with legal slavery. And we're obviously referring to the H-1B visas. And we're going to have a great time doing that. And it's going to be legit. In that debate tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you want to make it here. You want to be here on my channel watching it because I'm the coolest. But tonight, I face off against Bones of Doom. Fabian Liberty Scott, he'll be on my side. Tyler, average debate enjoyer, he's probably on my side. Malakot, I don't know him or Bones of Doom. And then, of course, everyone's nemesis, the soy pill. Soy pill will be there tonight, so we're going to have a lot of double talk, a lot of stupid expressions. It's going to be great. It's going to be good TV. A 43, and I thought it was a 53. All right, you got me. Yeah. Soy pill. We know that there's going to be a lot of cope. We're gonna mainline cope tonight. We're gonna mainline obfuscation. We're gonna mainline a bunch of soy. It's just that's the way it's gonna be, and this is. I want all of you to come with me on this journey, on my journey. What's up, EOD? How you doing, man? Hey, I was just told I don't have any compassion. I know that's shocking to you. We've talked. What's up, EOD? Yeah, I'm embarking on a new journey, a mud journey to find compassion. I will not rest until I found compassion. Steve Posey, you're doing a Honda Prelude build. So I'm not a Honda guy. I am more of a Mazda guy. If I were you, I would, if it were me and I were building a car right now, the car that I would build is I would buy an mid 2000s, like 28, 9, 10, 11 G35, and I would get the new V8 out of a salvage yard, out of the, I believe this new V8 comes in the pickup truck and one of the Nissan cars. I'm not really sure which one. That new V8 that Nissan makes is fucking amazing. I was watching the other day, I was watching some friends of mine. They put a video out where they made almost 2,000 horsepower on the stock bottom end. Now, they did put head gaskets on it, and they did a couple of other small things to it. They cleaned the heads up, nothing big. But it's stock block, stock bottom end, 2,000 horsepower. That's rad, man. That's just rad. I'm just telling you. And they're cheap motors. I think they're, in salvage yard, they're not much. So if it were me, that's probably what I'd do, because I hate Nissan, but I hate Toyota more. So I'd probably go out and grab the... I grabbed me a $3,000, $5,000 G35 coupe, rip that thing out, and then I would slam in that Nissan V8 and put a big ass turbo on it, and then I would terrorize fucking everybody, which is actually kind of what I always did. But it's the same playbook. We're just changing pieces. So yeah. Yeah, you should look it up, Steve. It's rad. Like my problem with Hondas, it's cheap to build them, but you put all that fucking effort in. It does make some power, but then they blow the fuck up, and I just don't like that. And if you want them to not blow the fuck up, you have to spend a lot of money. Like, why would I spend damn near Supra or RX-7 money on a Honda and just have the thing blow up? Like that's dumb. I don't like that. You want an 89 VW GTI? I like those too. Those are pretty rad. I had a bunch of 80s Scirocco's and GTIs and that sort of thing. Nobody came up. I had no guests today. That is so crazy to me. That's nuts. It's so funny. Oh, well, nobody want to talk to me. You got Type R motor and built to withstand 850 horsepower. Okay. Low 400s. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, high RPM motor. Okay. H22A. So, that's a pretty standard build. There's nothing crazy about that. All right, guys, in the last few minutes, I am going to once again implore you, ladies and gentlemen, if I may have a moment of your time to discuss a very, very serious matter. It affects us all, and you, and only you, each and every one of you, but only you, can help. DebateCon is coming up. Make it a point to come out, hang out, encourage the creators, be a part of something great, something wonderful, something fantastic. Have a little compassion, if you will. This is very important. You must make the effort to come to Nashville, Tennessee, to the greatest DebateCon ever. That's how you can help, folks. It's the most meaningful thing you'll do this year. Anson says he's not going to come to DebateCon because I said mean things. Yes, I did. And I'll do it again. And that's okay. You can all be a part of DebateCon in your own small ways. That would be very funny to send Melvin tampons. That would be hilarious. But just remember, do it for the children. Have some compassion in your heart. Come to DebateCon. Support the debaters. Make debating great again. And that's all from this public service announcement. Oh, man. Thank you very much. Emmett's right. Mean is good sometimes. Like, I've been called mean a lot lately, but I'm just being honest and to the point and not fucking around. Emmett. Oh yeah, I forgot. Emmett came in and hey, what's up, Marilyn? How are you? I am never mean to you, kissy cat. I didn't even see Marilyn slip in the door. Didn't see that coming. Did not see that coming. But in honor of the great Emmett. It's so good. It's so good. I don't know why, but that is just so good. It's choice. It's choice, folks. It's so good. So good. It is so good. Spaceman, I get it, man. Hey, if you can't make it, you can't make it. I do really hope that as many people as can make the event. Obviously, not everyone's going to be able to be there. I really hope that if you can't be there, you will be able to watch the live streams that are happening. And I hope that, I hope this turns out the way I envision it. And if not, well, that's okay. I've crashed and burned and made mistakes before. It's not my first day on the job. We'll make it work. So that was rad. The Emmett song is, I don't know why it's so good, but it's like really good. Yeah. It's just what it is. Tom McDonald has done a song for Charlie Kirk, a Charlie Kirk song and visual remix. Glenn Lawrence just dropped it. I encourage you to check it out. Should be pretty cool. So, yeah. Anybody live? Should I forward you guys on? What should I do here? It just seems so much like So uncompassionate. I don't know. I am trying to find my journey to find compassion. Ray Glenn. Let's find Glenn. And then I will be back. I think this debate happens at like 7 o'clock tonight. So just anticipate that. So 7 o'clock tonight, Central Time. Be here. Be here. And then we'll work on being compassionate while I wreck worldviews and struggle to maintain my composure against the soy pill rambling ass nonsense. And yes, it all starts with a raid. We all know that. It all starts. It's a journey. It's a journey to find compassion for my fellow man. And if I have enough room, we'll find some compassion for the women too. Maybe. I don't know. Seems like women have enough compassion for all of us, right? Right? Tell Glenn to send me the link. I know he's got one. So tell him to send me the link. Yes, please be compassionate to your fellow viewers and streamers and just think about what you can do for them without asking them to do anything at all in return. It starts with you and you over there and you down in the front row. It starts with you too. Starts with all of us. And it starts with a raid. Ladies and gentlemen, I really do hope that you've enjoyed the show today. I did my best to provide a good entertainment value at good entertainment at a reasonable value, such that you can feel good about being here and enjoying this fine show with me. And as I embark on my journey to find compassion and understanding and other assorted nonsense that I probably really don't need, but hey, why not? Somebody said I needed it. While I'm on my journey, you can all come with me. You're all welcome to make this journey with me, to enjoy all of this that we have on display. All of it. And it all starts with the raid. Steve Posey, I'm glad that you enjoy my stream. I really actually have had a lot of fun today. It started off a little on the rough side. Hey, Celeste, how are you? You're coming in right as we're ending, but that's okay. It was an erratic show. Thank you for saying it was a great show, Mikey. It was certainly erratic. I did get a little down. I got a little dark there for a little while, but we took care of that. Everything worked out well. Again, tonight, debate. I'm going to show zero compassion to the leftist. I'm waiting for them. I just can't wait for them to defend the legalized slavery that is the current H-1Bs. That's it's going to be rad. It's going to be so cool. So it's going to be fun. And I really hope that everyone, each and every one of you, I think the thing I'd like you to take away from the last couple of shows is, we've all seen what happened to Charlie. We've talked. We're going to continue to talk. The days ahead are going to be filled with all sorts of news and kind of news and maybe news, but not really news. But just remember the family that will never see their father or their husband walk in the door again. Just remember that. That's all you got to do. Just every time you think, I'm going to be a dick, or every time you think he deserved it. None of you guys think that, but every time you hear somebody say it, he got what he deserved. He talked about it. It happened to him. He willed it for himself. Every time you hear that, just remember that man's family will never see their husband and father again. His wife will sleep in an empty bed. His children have no father. And everyone needs to remember that. And everyone needs to remind other people of that. When people talk about this and they say crazy things, just remind them. Gently, but remind them there's a reality here. And the reality is there are two children whose father will never come home. And there's a wife who will sleep alone. No husband, no provider. Left with two children to care for. And everything else is bullshit. He was not a hateful man. You can search hundreds of hours of his material. You won't find a hateful thing. You can look through hours and hours of his interactions with college students. Never a hateful word. The worst thing that he can be accused of is he was able to connect with college students in a way that few do. He was able to connect with college students in a way that they opened their ears and they listened. And yes, he is probably hugely responsible for Trump's victory in 2016 and again in 2024. If that's the worst thing a man has done in his life, I say it's a life well lived. Kissy Cat sends in 2 compassions. Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome, Daniel Tobler. I'm sorry we're closing down. I apologize. I keep a tight schedule around here. Thank you very much for the memberships. Never Lucky Rubber Ducky. I believe that was you that sent memberships. Thank you very much for the sending in a membership. Never Lucky. Look, I don't normally grift hard or anything, but as we go forward, and we get closer and closer to DebateCon and all of the things that are happening that are going to happen with that, especially my event. If you can donate, donate. If you can't, don't. It's fine. Glenn's running a little late, it looks like. That's not unusual. I can hang with you guys a bit longer. Daniel Tobler, I'm sorry that you came in so late. I see your message, and that's very insightful. I appreciate it. I appreciate the sentiment. Kissy Cat, I hope you have a wonderful drive. And thank you again for the $2 sent in. I find it interesting that I get accused of not having empathy after my show last night. Or actually, I guess compassion, not empathy. I'm not sure. I'll have to look up the definition of compassion. Maybe I don't have it. I don't know. I hope it's been a good show for everyone. I hope that you've enjoyed being here. I certainly enjoyed being with you, even Inquisitive Archivist, IA, wherever you are. No hard feelings. But I really do believe that you have poisoned yourself with liberalism and feminism, and you need to heal yourself. The things that you talk about don't exist, and you have to remember that. Never Lucky Rubber Ducky coming in clutch at close. $5 from Never Lucky Rubber Ducky. Rip. Charlie Kirk. Rest in peace, brother. You have a big heart grid, even if it doesn't show. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have sympathy. I have empathy. I can understand what you're going through, but I can't. I can understand it, but that's where. But I don't feel sorry. I don't feel sorry for people. I'm incapable of that. Even now, again, I don't feel sorry for Charlie Kirk. I don't. Look, he had a blessed life. He's with God now. He accomplished a lot in life. There's some sadness, but it's small. The sadness is for his children, for his wife. That's where the sadness is. That's correct. That's in my hometown, by the way. This is in my hometown. She's the assistant dean, actually, of Middle Tennessee State University, was terminated for the hateful remarks she made about Kirk and his supporters yesterday. And they fired her this quick. That's literally that. I went to that university. I live 2-3 miles from that university. And they should have fired her. Inexcusable. It is swift action. Well, you can't be a professional working with 16,000 students or however many fucking people go to that university and have such hateful rhetoric. DC Comics actually fired a trans writer for comments made about Kirk. Banger. Did you see that I think it's a trans dude, but he's kind of conservative, kind of based, and he does like makeup videos and shit like that. And he actually had one of the best like comments about Charlie Kirk. Jeffrey or something like that. I was watching somebody else's channel, and they pulled it up, and it was amazing. Jeffrey was like, I think his name's Jeffrey. It was this trans dude was like, called out his own people. Like, if you're coming into this chat and you're Jeffree Star, yeah. Literally was like, if you are coming into this chat to spew hate about Charlie Kirk, you need to go. You need to get out. Charlie was honest. He was truth. I was blown away by this dude. What's up, TBT? I'm getting ready to leave, but we're going to send everyone over to Glenn's when he starts. It was amazing. It was an amazing comment. It was really an amazing comment. Right. And he literally said that if you believe the nonsense about Charlie Kirk, then you're delusional. Like, it was really interesting. He doesn't claim to be a T. He's okay. I'm sorry. I don't know that. I don't know anything about this person, Kissy Cat. I apologize. Apologize to Jeffree Star. Not that he'll ever see this, but yeah, if it's a dude that knows he's a guy playing dress up, then that's fine. Just a dude who loves makeup. Okay. Wait, what do you got going on there, Smoking Spaceman? Garbage truck is broken. That's terrible. Hey, good to see you, Glare 1%er. Have a great rest of your day, my man. Garbage truck is pulled over. Yeah, I don't know anything about garbage trucks, man. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. Safety alarms are terrible. Glenn, where are you at, bro? I have to go. I'm going to have to send you guys over to Glenn's. I apologize. You're going to have to sit there and wait. Hopefully you guys can take it. I will, I'll be back in a few hours and we'll debate. We're going to have a debate. It's debate night. Hopefully I can get somebody to do some grifting while I'm debating. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Even IA, I don't know if you're still listening, but it was even a pleasure to have you on. Really, really happy to have all of you guys here today. And go over, hang out with Glenn. You can't get a hold of Glenn either. I mean, I don't want to send people over there if they're not going to be there, but I'm just going to send people. And if you hang out if you want, if not, I understand, but he'll be in there. Glenn will be ready. Anyway, it's all set to go. I'm going to hit the end button in just a minute. TVT has had enough of trans and gay folk for a little while. Just calm them down. Everybody just have a great rest of your day. Remember, just be cool. Wear glasses if you need them. It's important. And go stand on Glenn's lawn and wait for him to show up. See you guys.